Hello and happy Magical Monday, or should I say Magical Tuesday? Because I'm here in Australia and it's already Tuesday. Talk about the time bend and the mind bend is when flying to the Australia, you actually completely lose a day. Like you go over time zones and it suddenly becomes a different day of the year and it's very trippy. So here we are, my mom, Kathy Chambers, and I are on my mother's dream trip to Australia. I'm 50 years old and she's 76, and literally the entire time I have ever been my whole life, she has talked about hugging a koala bear. We have traded koala bear items and gifts and stuffed animals for 50 years, and finally we got to have our living magically dream trip, in which case we're here and we currently I'm in Sydney, but earlier this week we went up into the Queensland rainforest to this beautiful animal reserve. And one thing I want to talk about, just the number one thing that truly makes me, the number one thing I've noticed about Australia is it might be the cleanest and nicest people I have ever met in my entire life. There is no trash, no garbage. Everything is clean, everything is recyclable, everything is sustainable as they possibly can make it. Everybody is working out. I've never seen so many gyms and bike lanes and people running in America. Everyone is extremely fit and happy. Everybody seems to be making a living wage. You don't tip here. And, we asked the waiter and he said, no, we all make a really good living wage. So I always thought I would like Australia, but I've actually had a lot of lessons in Australia, which is everybody is very, very nice and very, very helpful, which is the way I like to be. And I will continue to do so because if there was ever anything we needed, it was there. Anything I ever wanted help with, all you had to do was ask. And no one seemed to begrudge you an answer. So I just wanted to really share that because I think we could use a little bit of that in America. We could practice being a little bit nicer in America. Okay, so as for today, we are deep in a Pisces new moon, and it's a super moon to boot. So if you're feeling extra emotional, that's to be expected. If you're feeling like everything is a little bit more intense, that's to be expected. You also might be having some deep dreaming. We are now in, for the next 28 days or so, we're in Pisces. And this Pisces is going to be quite a doozy because we change a lot of signs. There's a lot of signs that are going to be changing. We have two massive astrological events in March, and I'll talk about those more next week. I want to talk about this Pisces new moon. Really, if you are feeling like you want to interpret your dreams and there is a literal like lucid what you're dreaming when you're asleep, and then there is your actual dreams. Like what I would say is the new moon is always one of the most important times for intention. And you're looking at a 20-year intention cycle coming up here. Right now, there's no planets in retrograde all the way through the end of April. This new moon and the March new moon, which is the Aries new moon, are really sweet spots for thinking about long-term. What's your 1-year plan? What's your 5-year plan? What's your rest of your life plan? and really dreaming into being what it is you want. And I have been dreaming of this trip my whole life, but I really started thinking about how can I get this trip to happen. Um, Almost 10 years ago, I was like, I will find a way to get my mom to Australia in her lifetime. And so you dream it and you visualize it and you put it on vision boards and you make decisions that you're going to do it. So people say, how do you make your dream life come true? And it really starts with deciding that everything is a field of infinite possibilities. But once you start making a decision, it starts conspiring to move for you, and life is moving with you. And so when you're wanting to, um, that didn't do what I was expecting it to do. Uh-oh. Okay. Technical difficulties. All right, that's better. Hopefully it didn't screw anything up too bad. Um, are we still live? Okay, so you literally start setting things up and you visualize them, you think about them, and then you take aligned action. It's really, you follow the synchronicities. And we've been following a lot of synchronicities this week. When we wanted to go see the koala bears, I found out that there were only 2 places where she could actually hold them in the entire world. And so we started following the synchronicities because originally I was just going to have us come to Sydney. And then we found out we had to go to Hartley's koala. Well, actually, it's Hartley's gators and crocodiles. And when we get there, we found from our Airbnb host that the best way to meet the koalas was a breakfast. So we actually followed the intuition to do 2 days worth of breakfasts. So we had breakfast with the koala bears 2 times. And gosh, are they so cute. Oh my God. It is definitely, literally an experience to have these little bears actually. They are very sweet. They sleep a lot and they're very cuddly and they're very, the ones that are raised in the rescue center are actually very needy. That you can see that they get very attached to their keepers, and they're very sweet. So we followed these lines of synchronicity, and you can make all kinds of plans, but you actually just have to follow what will happen. And because of being nice and because of following things, we got to see and do things we could have only dreamed about doing. Like, we had literal synchronicities to get us into different times and different experiences that would not have been possible if we had just like planned something. You have to let the universe unravel the synchronicities and make lifelong friends and create experiences. So right now, I would say with this new moon, write in your intentions. Actually use the words, I'm so grateful and thankful this is in my life now. That is the words that I use. I use that, and then at the end, it is done, it is done, it is done. So at the beginning of every written manifestation, I start with, I am, because I am is a powerful tool. Anything you're speaking, I am into being, is more likely because you're actually stating in the God code exactly what it is you're choosing. I am so grateful, and the frequency of gratitude is the one that's going to start actually programming the frequency of you having it in your life. and then you're going to want to say, it is done, it is done, it is done. So I am so grateful to be able to take my mother to a place where she can hold a koala bear. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It is done, it is done, it is done. And in this case, I'm saying it in the past, but I said it as it was in the past, even 10 years ago. So that is how you do it. And then you sandwich. So like if I wanted to do the next thing, which is I'm so grateful and thankful that 17 people travel with me to Egypt in October of 2023, I would say I'm so grateful and thankful that this is in my life now. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It is done, it is done, it is done. And so I would sandwich something I've just done to something I want to do so that I am playing with these linear timelines and I am being in the state of knowing a manifestation has just come true and knowing that the next manifestation is on its way and it's already done, and follow the synchronicities, follow the key path, follow the line of magical incidences and synchronicities that your guides take you on through this journey. So that's kind of how I do it. I also put it on a vision board and I close my eyes and I imagine it as it is already, as the experience is already transpiring. In this case, the experience was 10 times better than I ever imagined. And it has been such an honor to watch the joy of my mother's face when she got to see and meet. We met River and Rosie and Cove and Squibbles. And we actually made really deep friends. Oh, and Daisy. So we made really deep friends with these 5 koala beings over the few days that we were there at Hartley's. And we also made incredible friends with the people, the handlers, Tom and I'm blanking on their names, but Taz and all of these really Cookie and all of these really amazing people. And it's because you go in with this open heart. And when you come into a place with an open heart, animals can feel open hearts. People can feel open hearts. And when you exude love and gratitude, it becomes a frequency. And I cannot explain it any better than the frequency of love will attract other frequencies of love, and you will find happy people, happy animals, happy experiences, because you're coming in from a place of gratitude and love. And that's how synchronicities and magic occur. And so get into the state of love. If you're angry about something, practice the act of forgiveness. If you are frustrated, and boy, is it frustrating to drive here in Australia. So I've had to really practice finishing my driving experience and moving myself back into love, because it's not that they're doing something wrong, it's that I want to be on the other side of the road. So it's very stressful to be driving in a way you're not used to, because you get muscle memory. And so, of course, return yourself from a place by meditating. Return yourself back into a frequency of, I'm so grateful and thankful that I have this opportunity, and I'm releasing the stress. I release and forgive anything that isn't exactly in alignment. So I want to just do that for everybody here. Is I want you to, on this Pisces new moon day, I want you to completely imagine that you are releasing the stress from your field. You are completely letting go, relaxing, and breathing out the anger, the stress, the things that happen in your frequency. And I want you to completely receive the activation of love that I am sending to you right now. I want you to imagine that you are being held by by my love, by my mother's love, by koala bear love, by the beautiful ocean side of Australia and the reefs and the rainforest. Just imagine that that love frequency is coming into your cells and that you're being activated, that you're being reset into a life you are dreaming of. What is it you can be setting into your intention from the place of I am so grateful, I am so thankful, I am so in love, and this is already mine. So thank you, thank you, thank you. It is done, it is done, it is done. Show me. And I want you to just take a moment in the energy of show me and feel yourself embraced in the life of your dreams already coming true in the simplest, most magical, beautiful way. And so it is, and so it shall be. So I hope that this has been a good feeling. I did send some activations from Port Douglas. I actually was sitting on the tallest place, Flagstaff Hill in Port Douglas. I sent an activation. I sent activation energy from a magical tree on the side of the road in the area of Cairns, which is in Queensland. And now I'm sending you activating energy from Sydney. So I hope that you have enjoyed a little bit of my tales of my travels. We went to see the Sydney Opera House yesterday and saw the harbor and drove around a lot and saw the city of Sydney. And today we're actually going to meet Jamie, my upline for my Healy. So if any of you know, I use a frequency machine, which I will tell you will help you. There's a program called Coherence, which I've been using to stay in the zone. And I've also been helping the Healy frequency machine is literally frequencies that will help the body. And so we're going to meet up with him later today. I'm pretty excited. But if you're interested in a Healy, I'll be back in Florida in just a matter of 2 more days. You can certainly reach out if that's something you want to know more about. And what else? I will be we've got some really great stuff planned for March because March is so potent and so powerful. We're going to be doing a cacao ceremony with our training. We're actually doing the how to build the fire with the cacao. So it's in Orlando, Florida, a live training on creating a fire cacao ceremony with our dear friend CJ and Cy. So me, Marissa, CJ, and Cy will all be creating this wonderful experience for you. There's only 20 slots, and I think we've already sold a few. So if that's something you want to do in Orlando, Florida at the end of March, we've got that. And we're planning a 7-point chakra healing and anointing retreat right at the spring equinox. So if that's something you're interested in, we're going to be doing that. And of course, I have one coaching available for March, one left. So if anybody wants to make some life changes with the Living Magically coaching program, get a hold of me because I'll be starting those just in less than a week. We'll be getting into some life-changing coaching, and that's one-on-one coaching with me, which I have not done until last fall. I've only done a few of these programs. This is brand new. It is the accumulation of 10 years of being a theta healer and all of the things that I do to try and get a rapid quantum physical, mental, and spiritual shift into your life. And the people who have done it are telling me how their life is changing. They're having medical changes, they're having relationship changes, they're having family changes, they have a different relationship with their body, they have a different relationship. And really, in a way, it's your relationship with your own soul and the things that are around you, so you can have a absolute magical life and experience, which is what I'm all about, as you know. So, Magical Michelle signing off from Sydney, Australia. There'll be more next week. I'll probably be a little less travel. I'm a little tired today because we have been going, and traveling and airs, and we've been on planes, trains, automobiles, boats. It's been quite amazing. And yeah, there's more to tell, and I can't wait to share it all with you. So I'll see you again next Monday. We have our Magical Moons group. If you want to get in on my activation and you're watching this live, you still have time to join Magic Moons, because we're going to go do a new moon activation with them. So we have about 30 minutes if you wanted to join. So anyway, otherwise, live magically. Set your big goal intentions, short-term intentions on this new moon, long-term intentions on this new moon. Think big dreams. Think what you really want, not what you think you can have, but what you really want, because dreams do come true. I promise. And I love you, and I'll see you again next week.